Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you, too!
What's up, dirty dog?
What up, everybody? It's good to see you. Happy Friday, guys. They're almost here. Any moment. Any moment. Any moment. The clown show continues. The Clowncil, the clown show, it all continues. Stinks just came in. Perfect timing for him. And got it all going. No, that's not the one. That's the one, right? Yep. Let's see, where is he at? There he goes. He just had his meal. He's relaxing now. Huh, Bubba? You had your second can? Oh boy, he's so happy. He's got a full belly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been watching a little bit on the... I mean, they have a press conference going on right now about the plane crash, Paul. Details are coming out. Apparently, there wasn't enough people. There was low on staff when it came to the air traffic control. The helicopter was at a really high altitude above the airport, which shouldn't have been. But people say, well, it's a clear night. How did you not see? Well, I mean, if you listen to what they're saying that was a training mission where they fly with NVGs. So you're flying in night vision goggles, which I've seen my friends do. They flip them down, and they usually just use them only to look for stuff on the ground they may hit. A power pole, a flag pole, a fucking radio tower, those kinds of things. Trees, okay? And the problem with those things is I played with them in video games. You get fixated on something. You're looking at it, and all of a sudden now you've got tunnel vision of that one thing you're staring at. And you can't really see left to right all that well. And boom, next thing you know, you hit something, or something hits you. So, yeah, I mean, it's just too early, obviously, when we first sat down with it. But now you're starting to get a lot more details with it, and yeah, just seems to me like a really bad accident, and these, somebody's truly at fault, I think, on the ground. Those planes and helicopters shouldn't have been in the same area at that same time. So you're going to see some major lawsuits going on, I'll tell you that, across the board. There's going to be some big ones. Hi, Amy. How are you? Yeah, they should start any moment now when they'll flip the screen. Well, the best part is, Crum, as I tell you, has nothing to do... Oh, my God, they're in Van Nuys. Holy smokes.
Meeting started. If folks could take their seats.
They're not in downtown. They're in Van Nuys. It's another reason why you don't go all the way to downtown, because you don't know when they'll show up in Van Nuys.
Meeting of your Los Angeles City Council.
Listen to the DI sound.
We are wonderfully in the San Fernando Valley today. We are back in the Valley.
Who did the sound?
We're able to bring back this tradition of
bring
having
back
meetings here in the Valley.
Like bring back better?
In Councilwoman Padilla's district.
Whole situation
Friday,
is sad.
31st.
Yeah, that's just what do you call it, Stu Gotts? That's
Yes,
just
Mr.
the election people,
Lee,
the election
McCosker,
committee.
Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 13 members and a quorum, Mr. President.
Great. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes
His
of
name is
January
Harris
29,
Dawson now.
2025.
Okay. Council member Hernandez moves. Council member Hutt seconds.
Bring
Next.
back
Coming to
better.
resolutions for approval.
That's what they do. That's how the DEIs do it.
Yaroslavsky moves. Council member Soto Martinez seconds. Next.
Then when everything hits the fan, it's because
Items
we had a
1 and 2 are items for
minority.
which public
Well,
hearings have been held.
what do you want me to
Items
do?
3 through 15 are items for which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay.
Hire the right
Without
people. You don't have the
objection, those
wrong
votes,
issues happening.
Those items are now before
Not to
us.
say it couldn't happen with anybody else, because it surely could have.
Any items that anyone wishes.
And that's
to
why
talk
it's about not what you look like or how gay you are. It's just about how well you do the job.
Am I right for any special?
And your sexuality should never, and I mean ever, be a part of your job.
Amendment for item 13.
Unless you're a porn star,
Amendment for item 13.
I don't see how it has any
Is that
bearing.
posted, or do we need to read that in this room?
Your sexuality has zero bearing on whether you're a firefighter, whether you're
Any other colleagues?
a Danish eating pig like her, or whatever you are.
Full 15?
What's up, Terry?
Okay, we're gonna hold 15 on the desk for amendment, Mr.
And if I'm supposed to feel sad about people that came into the country illegally, I'm not.
Yes,
Telling you that
Councilmember
now.
Blumenfeld. I have an amendment. For
Every one of
item
them's
B.
eating.
I
Everyone's
believe
stuffing
it
their
has
face.
been, will be distributed shortly.
Okay, so we'll hold 8. for
Every
that
one of
amendment.
them.
Colleagues, any additional items?
Face stuffers.
Seeing none. Mr. Clerk, what's available to vote on?
I did say porn star.
Mr. President, the council may now vote
When
on
you're a
items
porn star,
1
your
and 2.
sexuality has everything to do with it.
Okay. Seeing no speakers on the queue.
But if you sell hot dogs,
roll
you're a
on item 22.
firefighter, you're a cop, you're a pilot, you're a car detailer, none of that should
roll.
matter whether you're gay or straight.
Close the roll and tally the vote.
None of it should matter.
12 ayes.
Wonderful. Those items are agreed to. What's next?
The council may now proceed to
Do
presentations.
cats get high? I don't know. I don't think so.
Let us start with our
I know
first
he's not high. I haven't smoked anything.
I believe Councilwoman Padilla.
He's asleep. He just
You're
ate.
in,
That's
in
why.
Your district, and you have
He's
a
in that
wonderful
food coma
presentation
right now.
honoring Salvadorian American leaders. The podium is yours.
And I want all the people that cry and gaslight for all the illegal aliens to stop crying and take these people into your homes. I want you to give every dollar that you make every
Y'all
day
ready?
to the illegal aliens.
Camera ready?
Don't tell me how to spend my money. And don't tell me I'm bad because I won't give somebody money that had too many kids and couldn't have fucking afford it.
Okay, council colleagues, is everybody?
Okay? Don't tell me,
situated.
instead of crying to me, get out on the streets, find these people sitting there, take them into your homes, and then give them all your money that you work for. And if it's
Alright,
not
I think
enough,
we're
then get a
ready.
second or third or fourth job.
Okay.
And that's how I
Alrighty,
feel.
so good morning, everyone.
But none of them do
Buenos
it.
días a todos y todas.
None of
It is
them.
my great honor to welcome all of you today to today's presentation in celebration of Salvadorian American Heritage Day here in the city of Los Angeles, and more specifically the San Fernando Valley.
I don't even know why they're sending them to Guantanamo Bay. Send them back to their fucking country. We're paying for Guantanamo.
San Salvador sister city relationship. A bond
Kill
that
'em
has
or
strengthened
send 'em back.
cultural exchange and
If
collaboration
they're
between
killers,
our
you
two
kill
great
them.
cities.
If they're
Los
not,
Angeles is
send them
home to
back.
the largest
No keeping them.
concentration of
No how.
Salvadorian
Not for a
Americans
day.
outside of El Salvador, and their contributions to our city's cultural, economic, and civil life are immeasurable. Today, we take a moment to honor the leaders, advocates, and professionals who continue to uplift and empower the Salvadorian community here in Los Angeles.
Is
The
Herman there? I
Salvadorian
don't see
community
him.
Also continues to grow
I don't see him.
and thrive here in the San Fernando Valley, where thousands of Salvadorian families have made this place their home, including and specifically here in the 6th District.
Thank you,
From small
Texas Ranch.
businesses,
Thank BJ.
owners and educators to
BJ's
healthcare
fault.
workers and community advocates, Salvadorian
Hi, BJ.
Angelinos play a vital role in shaping the economic and social fabric of our backyards. I also recognize that
Morning, Terry.
the many Salvadorian leaders joining us for
Morning,
this
BJ.
special occasion, individuals who continue to uplift and empower their community
She's looking
through
dirty,
their
you think?
dedication
Who, her?
and service,
Aldea?
and just putting them on the map.
This doesn't look
generally.
like she washed her hair, maybe.
Today,
That's
we
all.
will hear from these distinguished Salvadorian American leaders who have dedicated their careers to public service. So it is my privilege to introduce them and highlight
Matt?
their invaluable work.
Yeah,
First
some
and
chicks
foremost,
don't do
we're
that.
going to welcome
Like every
Carlos
other day, they
Vaquerano,
wash their
the
hair.
CEO of Clínica Romero, who I know many of you guys know, a pillar in our community that has provided healthcare services to thousands of Angelinos, regardless of their ability to pay. His leadership in advocating for the health and well-being of immigrant communities is truly inspiring. Please join me in welcoming El Carlos.
El Carlos? Did she say El Carlos? That's awesome.
Nosotros decimos la Imelda.
That's funny.
Good morning, Council Member Bob Blumenfeld, my good friend. City Council, all of you. Thank you for welcoming us and for your continued support.
Okay, buddy. It's just a bag. I know you don't like the bag. It crinkles too much. I know. It's okay.
This country is a country of immigrants. And as we celebrate the contributions of an immigrant group, the Salvadorian Americans, we confront one of the darkest moments in the history of this nation against our immigrant families and their children, threatening their basic civil and human rights of all of us,
They don't have rights
including
when they're here
the
illegally.
right to health care. and job security and prosperity of millions. But I am sure that if we unite and work together, we will build and rise and build a better country that respects decency and democracy. 19 years ago, Los Angeles celebrated the relationship between the two cities with Mayor Han
Yeah, he doesn't like the bag, Les.
and
Crinkles
our
too
mayor,
much.
Mayor
It's annoying
Rivas
to him.
of San Salvador.
Plus, I
Today
broke
we're
a few of them,
celebrating
so he doesn't like it.
18 years of friendship,
He hates when they pop.
relationships. Throughout those years, I have friends in this council chamber that have accompanied us to El Salvador to monitor elections, to secure and support democracy in El Salvador, but also to provide humanitarian support to our communities, especially.
Did they
poor
beg for
communities.
money when they got
And I wanna
there?
thank Councilmember
And
Bob
demand it?
Littlefield, Councilmember
Did they demand
John
money
Price,
from El Salvador? Did they get
and
it?
others that
I
are
know the
here
question.
today.
I know the
But
answer.
thank you for
It's a rhetorical
with your
question.
continued support.
I already know, but I just
Before
want
I
to hear you
continue,
say
I
it.
want to thank my good friend Councilmember Inebla Padilla for your support. Thank you, Councilmember, and for hosting today's celebration. I'm sure that we will continue working together. We have two clinics in your district, so we're looking forward to continue our partnership. Also, members of the board of directors of the Los Angeles and Salvador Sister City Committee, some of them who are here. Jocelyn Duarte, Executive Director of SALE, the Salvadorian American Leadership, and my team, Clínica Monseñor Romero. who
They're
are
in
here
Van
today
Nuys,
with me
mogul.
as well, and all the employees of here at City Hall who work for the city.
It's just another place they
for
normally
their
go to.
leadership and hard work in advancing
Few times a
Salvadorian
year.
American political representation in the city. Un aplauso para todos, por favor. Salvadorian Americans are the second largest Latino demographic in Los Angeles, the third largest group in the U.S., and we are part of the workforce, business sectors, and education. Historically, last year, the White House held the first ever Salvadorian American Summit, recognizing the community national impact, the contributions of Salvadorian Americans across the country. For all these years, some of us have been building businesses, community organizations like Carecen, Clínica Romero, Salef, and many others who have been fighting for immigrant rights, providing basic services to our community, regardless of their immigrant status or economic status. And we continue to fight for the rights, and we're proud of the work that all of us do, and we want to thank and congratulate all the Salvadorian employees at City Hall who are being honored today. Now I'd like to call my friend who's been with us, I've been working for the city, Claudia Monterosa, who will say a few words.
Me too, Herdy. I mean, it seems packed in there, but I don't know. It could be a lot of these folks. I don't know. I can't see behind them. It's hard to. I keep
Muchas
looking.
gracias,
It's hard to
Carlos.
see it.
Good morning and buenos dias. It is an absolute honor and privilege to stand here in front of you to celebrate this important day for the Los Angeles Salvadorian community. On behalf of the Los Angeles and San Salvador City communities, sister communities, Clínica Monseñor Oscar Romero, and the Salvadorian American Leadership and Educational Fund, SALEF, we thank you, Councilwoman Imelda Padilla, for bestowing this honor, as well as the City of Los Angeles.
Yeah, I don't see one regular.
City of Los Angeles City Council, for the celebration and recognition of this Salvadorian American Heritage Day, officially designated on December 1st.
Oh, they show up here sometimes,
2023.
M200.
This day celebrates and recognizes and lifts up the Salvadorian community's direct contributions and impacts to the city of Los Angeles. These contributions are exhibited by our hard work, diligence, our wonderful culture, our food. Who hasn't had a pupusa? Our music,
I have.
our art,
It's like a
and the
quesadilla.
hundreds of ways that we help make this city thrive.
Maybe like a tamale in a
I
sense.
would not be standing here without the sacrifices of my Salvadorian parents made, especially my mother, who is no longer here with us, and without the without my mother, who immigrated to Los Angeles in 1964, although a shy and very reserved woman. She was the strongest person that I knew, and she embedded in me the values that make me the person and the woman that I am today. My mother worked in the garment industry her whole life and never earned more than the minimum wage.
So did my grandparents.
Yet
They were
she instilled
tailors.
the value of education, work ethic, and
Worked
encouraged
into their
me
90s.
to
Didn't have too many kids.
to reach my dreams and to rise to the
Had two.
highest levels. And that is what I have done and my siblings as well. And those dreams have been cemented by those core values. And I have had the privilege to be a public servant, to work and dedicate my life to the city of Los Angeles for over almost 19 years.
Alex, I'm hitting some corn syrup right now. The corn syrup.
And because of that, it has also been an honor of my lifetime to have served under the Biden administration as only one of the few Salvadorian Americans to hold a leadership position, overseeing an enormous amount of grant funding, including disaster recovery.
I
which
bet
will be
enormous amount of
pivotal now
funding.
that we are
I
facing,
bet.
The emergencies.
And the gravy
and
train
the
has stopped and we're
disaster
angry now. The
recovery that
gravy
we're gonna
train's
be
all over.
engaging in for the very next many, many, many years. So then
Faucet
I
turned
also
off.
wouldn't be able to be here without the support of my wife, my family,
Your wife?
and my beautiful friends that have been here with me throughout this journey. And I also want to be able to give a special recognition to my fellow Salvadorian American colleagues, many of which are here, that are contributing to the city of Los Angeles, making it livable, sustainable, working on policy, working on legislation, working on programs and implementation, and delivering services, critical services throughout the city of Los Angeles. I want to thank you.
I don't see any
And
regulars
I
in
want to
there.
thank everybody here for also allowing me to speak on behalf of this amazing, wonderful community that is hardworking, dedicated, and continues to contribute to the economy. And while we are facing this uncertain time, that we are standing here together in the city. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't see them, and that doesn't mean they're not on the other side of the
Thank you so
room
much,
or
Claudia.
behind them. I just can't see them.
Next, we want to bring to speak Jocelyn Duarte, the executive director of Salef.
Hi,
Under
Kimmy.
her leadership,
Good morning.
Salef has worked tirelessly to advance educational access, civic engagement, and immigrant rights for Salvadorian Americans in Los Angeles. Please welcome Jocelyn.
Thank you, Councilwoman Padilla, and actually, thank you to the entire City Council for recognizing Salvadoran American Heritage Day. During these critical times, when immigrant communities are under attack, it is important more than ever for us to celebrate our diversity. Salvadorans were forced to leave their war-torn country over 4 decades ago. Today, we
They
are
were
acknowledging
forced?
through this
Not
recognition
by us.
the accomplishment of the 1.5 generation, the 2.0 generation, all the Salvadoran Americans recognized today, which is about
What was it, the
20 of them,
Sandinistans and who are the
all
other ones?
have been here not only partaking in building the American dream, but
The
building
Contras?
the immigrant dream. They have worked serving through public
And the
service, from
Sandinistans?
Congress to City Hall.
I think that's
They have
what they
developed
were.
policies. They have worked to make our city the place it is today. So again, we thank you, Councilmember Padilla, and we thank everybody here for your tireless work that you carry on every day, and so we're so thankful, and this day is to celebrate your work.
So, council members, originally
Contras,
we were going
right,
to have
Robert? No.
somebody by the name of Florentino Salazar,
thought.
who sits on the board of Salef, speak, but he wasn't able to make it because he is the main attorney.
No,
focusing
Farc, I think,
on
is
behalf of
Mexican,
SoCal
Ted.
Gas on the wildfires.
They're from Mexico.
So But
These
in
are
the spirit of him
Salvadorian
being a
folks.
proud Poly parent,
The Contras
I do want to
versus the
recognize that
Sandinistans. That's what the
his
fight
English
was.
teacher is here. Ms. Martin is here.
It's the one where we
who
got in
is here
trouble.
Also because she,
We were
with
trading
another
cocaine for
Salvadorian
weapons.
alumnus, wrote a book. So kudos to Ms. Martin for being
Something like
supportive
that.
to youth in that way, and also to Hardy, who she wrote a wonderful book with, who I believe is what it would be like to write an ostrich, a book like a
An
children's
ostrich?
book.
I want to ride
So,
an ostrich.
but we also have time for one more speaker. So maybe David, do you want to say a few words? Come on up.
Be funny to
David Hiron,
roll
part of the
around on
city
an
family and
ostrich would be
council.
awesome. Bark is Colombian. Wow, okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Padilla. This is a surprise. Good morning, everyone.
I know they
My
got
name
a
is
group
David
like that in
Hiron.
Mexico. I can't
I
remember
work
their
for
name.
Council President Pro Tem
It's like
Bob
FARC.
Blumenfield. And right now, two things come to mind.
What's up, Psycho?
La primera vez que yo vine al Consejo de Los Ángeles, no habían otros salvadoreños que estaban in the floor. So what I said,
The
when
Iran
I came to
Contra
City
deal.
Hall,
Ah, there you go.
when I was an intern for then Greg Smith, Councilmember Greg Smith, I didn't know any Salvadorans that worked on the council floor. I believe that was the only one at the time. And in fact, that was such the case that when I first met Carlos Vaquerano, it was right here when my then boss, Mitch O'Farrell, said, "Hey, I have a Salvadoran too." And he pointed to
Ostriches
me.
are mean.
And Carlos ran over there to say, "Hey, how are you? My name's Carlos. Good to
They're
meet
not
you."
as mean as Rufus the
And
Bull.
he recruited me right away.
Anybody know about
actually.
Rufus the Bull?
Le doy
It's
gracias a
fucking
mi
awesome.
mamá,
I love
mi
him.
papá, mi mamá que caminó acá del Salvador hace tantos años. I just want to thank my mom, who, thanks to her, I have everything that
That's right,
I am, everything
joust
that I am,
good.
and I have everything that I have. She walked here to avoid a awful war, over 2,000 miles, and she gave me the strength and the knowledge to be with all of my wonderful colleagues today. And thank you so much, council member. I did not expect to speak. Y que viva El Salvador. Muchas gracias.
We have some members on the queue.
Okay, well, go ahead. Yes, members on the queue. Go ahead.
Okay.
Please go forward.
Okay, we'll start with Councilwoman Rodriguez.
Thank you, Ms. Padilla, for bringing in this wonderful presentation. And as I look around this room and the incredible outpouring of so many
Órale,
friends,
Meg.
you know, I previously had designated
Meg.
David Hiron as Super Salvi from
Shut up,
Los
Meg.
Angeles, but there are so many here and so many friends that I actually wonder who's running the city right now, if you're all here in this room. But what an important
Does it
way
matter? You see
for
what the
us to
city looks
continue
like?
to show
Looks like a
up
fucking
at a
toilet.
time when our communities are under assault.
Thanks
It
for letting us
actually
know that it
just
was more
brings me
DEI that ran into the ground. Not that we needed
because
to
we
hear
are
that.
what makes this country run.
Shut
and
up,
we
Meg.
have, you know, each of us in our respective stories, and this is true across every immigrant community.
I know. They
We
do it
come to this
all.
country
Immigrants do everything.
to help fulfill
I
greater
know.
dreams
They're the best ever.
and potential
Every last one of
than
them.
what we were able to achieve in
Too
our
bad they
own
can't afford
native
themselves.
lands. But this country is stronger because of the contributions that each one of us makes. And I'm so incredibly proud to see so many folks that span so many incredible professional lines of work, from local government to home health care workers to ensuring that the advocacy and strength of the community continues to accelerate, that there's reinvestment for the academic and political success and representation.
Just remember, if you're white, there's
everyone
no
has a
representation
voice,
for you.
and
Fuck
that they're
you.
not
You're the
suppressed.
devil.
And
And
for
you
that,
don't
I'm
do shit.
incredibly
You don't
grateful
run
to each
shit.
and every one
You
of
remember that
And
today.
I'm so proud to see so many friends among the group that are
Because you
here
don't
today.
never hear these people talk about
Especially
all the white people and
the
what they do.
strength of the Latinas
Never.
that are in this space.
There must be a DEI hire right there in the
Because
gray
it's
behind her.
unstoppable.
She's the
And
token.
I'm looking at Billie Jean on my staff, and I'm looking at, you know, some of the incredible individuals that are in fact the heartbeat of what keeps us running.
Shut
Thank
up,
you
Meg.
all. I love so many of you, and each and every one of you.
I'm
Thank
sure you
for
love 'em
being
all,
here.
yeah.
And let's
Sure you
continue
do.
to show up for each other and for our community. As sadly,
Shut up, Meg.
we're only about 3 weeks in. We got a long way
Only
to go.
3 weeks in, and we got a whole fucking 3.5 plus more years.
But I'm grateful for each and every one of you because la lucha sigue.
I can't believe it. We got 4 more years.
Shut up, Meg.
Next, we have Councilmember Soto Martinez. followed by
Monaco, everybody.
Councilmember Blumenfield.
I just want to thank Councilwoman Padilla for putting this together, and for all the folks that came here to speak today. Carlos, Jocelyn, been incredible partners.
My bitching is why they gave out participation trophies? How?
You know,
Real?
I really want to just say.
Let me guess, you're one of those people that love immigrants and wouldn't pay a penny to them, wouldn't bring them into your house, wouldn't feed them, tell them how much we need them. Now all of them are just perfect individuals, just looking for a hard-working job. I know, gaslighter. Close your fucking legs. Stop having kids you can't fucking afford. Maybe then you'll have a better life.
Politics of El Salvador, their own sovereignty, their own democracy, and folks came here, but they have thrived and they have persevered.
Another gaslighter, everybody. Another one who gaslights and tells you how much they care. They don't do a fucking thing for these people, yet it's their people. Maybe if y'all supported each other more, you'd get further along. In fact, I got a good idea. Why don't white people just hire white people? Black people only hire blacks. Latinos only hire Latinos. And Asians only hire Asians, and see where we get in 5 years.
Bring that fighting spirit that they learned.
Let's see where we get.
In their own country, and the human cost.
Let's see.
Had to come.
You want some real? That's some real for you.
And I'm very proud to say
that'll never happen.
David, we now have 3 Salvadoreños in City 13. Please raise your hand and be recognized. I see Julia, Carla, and Karen is somewhere around here.
At some point in time, we got to take the mirror and show you yourself.
They bring it to
you refuse to look at it, so I'm going to show you yourself. I'm going to hold the mirror up to you.
Comes in need because they're being evicted, because they need constituent services, or we're trying to pass policy. They bring that energy to their work every single day, and that can only.
Well, don't confuse bitter for real. This is real, Rel. I'm real. You're fake. I'm real. You're fake.
Thank you all.
Show me what you've done. Tag me in your Instagram post where you went out and fed a whole bunch of them, or brought them into your house, or gave a GoFundMe $5,000 or whatever. Tag me in that so I can see it.
Thank you so much for being here. Gracias.
But you won't, because you haven't. Because you're just another fake fuck like all the rest of them. I pretend to care. They're my people. You don't give a fuck about them.
Councilwoman, thank you.
I know many. I know plenty of people in my circle that are just that way. They pretend to care, and not one of them does a fucking thing for any of these people. And that is reality. You want reality? That's reality. Y'all love reality TV? That's reality TV.
Real life-changing experience.
In fact, half those people don't even fucking pay their workers.
Play a significant role in our
the ones that are legitimate, fucking citizens. They know who they are.
Yeah, Chris is here from Team Price.
Yeah, Grady's in here. He's going to get indicted this coming month here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's his month.
So we just really appreciate the unique contribution that Salvadorians have played and continue to play, not just in CD9, not just in our city, but in our world. We appreciate the camaraderie and the fact that we have to work together and that we can be one. So thank you. Keep up the good work.
Yes, they're all frauds, William.
Councilmember Jurado, followed by Councilmember Hernandez.
Most of these people standing up right there are all fucking frauds. They pretend to care about their own fucking group, and they don't.
I've been inspired by Archbishop Monsignor Oscar Romero ever since I was a little girl, learning about him when I was in Catholic school. And one of his, a fighter for social justice, and one of my favorite quotes from him is that peace is a generous, tranquil contribution of all to the good of all. Peace is dynamism, peace is generosity, it is right, and it is duty. And all of you in your public service and what you've been doing every single day, also Clinica Romero, Carlos Vaquero, and all the work that you've been doing with your largest
I don't see anybody back
Heights,
there. Fuck.
You are living the faith and service that
Not
Oscar
one.
Romero has talked about and inspires me every single day. So thank you for your service.
Yeah, I got 2 token white chicks back there.
El Salvadorians are resilient, innovative, and imaginative, and I myself am a daughter of immigrants that had to leave a war-torn, authoritarian country.
I know, the white man grabbed you and put you on a boat and brought you over here for slavery.
I think all of our city council members stand in unity to let you know, with Councilmember Padilla, that we stand with you during these times that are ahead of us. And
Just coffee,
You know, I
Twitcher.
want to say thank you so much, and I also want to give a shout out to our
Smoking scan?
staffer, Jose Romero, who's on staff, wasn't able to join us today, who's holding it down with our constituent services in CD14. So thank you so much for being here, and we celebrate you.
Coffee and a bong. That's it. No, I'm talking about the regulars. Like, I'm looking in the back, and I can't see any regulars, but people are standing up. They might be behind them. I can't tell. Fucking lights are bright, too.
Uplifting the sister city relationship that we have
I
with
don't
El
see it.
Salvador. Jocelyn, Carlos, many of you, thank you for your leadership. And let's just take a step back.
I was just wondering if today they voted on 15, which is a big measure. We saw what they were going through last show, so we'll see.
Right? That's what the energy is. But that's because of the phenomenal work that you've done across the city. And that the city workers and our mamas and everybody else here, our tios who have been working, are a part of the entire ecosystem of the city. And I think if you ask here, like,
Culver
where the
City
best
man
proposals
agrees
are,
to plead guilty
everybody's gonna
for
raise their
crashing
hand that it's in
drone
their
into
district.
Super
And so
Scooper
that
during
also goes for
Palisades
culture,
fire.
Too.
Oh boy,
So I
it
really
looks like
wanna
they
thank
found
you
the
for
drone
this
operator.
presentation. I want to uplift someone very special to me, my colleague Louis Leyva here, who is one of our representative of our district, represents the Pico Union area, and just has been doing a phenomenal
All
job.
you drone
bringing the
ops,
community up,
you don't want to
uplifting
catch a
the
federal
culture,
charge. Learn
connecting
from
the
that
community
guy.
to the government so that they know what to lean on us for. I am just so grateful that you're on our team.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Councilwoman Padilla,
Tonight,
for bringing this.
Stacey,
Thank you
tonight.
to the community. We are with you. We are here with you to fight with you para luchar con ustedes. You are me and I am you, and that's what we're fighting for. We can't afford to leave anybody behind. So just know that you can count on us. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
You can count on us to do nothing. I ain't gonna bring you in my home. I ain't gonna feed you. I ain't gonna
Thank
give you
you
nothing.
so much, Mr.
But
Chair.
lip service.
In the future, please don't put me behind
Gaslight you.
Councilmember Hernandez. It will pale in comparison. I want to thank you, Councilmember.
The only
Padilla,
unelected one,
for reminding us
Heather
how
Hutt.
beautiful and rich
The installed
various
hire.
cultures are in the city of Los Angeles.
Kumala Harris.
In CD10, we too are a part of this wonderful culture with contributions and love. And this is what it reminds me of Jocelyn showing up, being the prettiest girl in the room all the time. All the time. I'm always checking for it. And either being a young girl, starting in government. I've known you for like 10 years or more. And what we see here is this rich tapestry that I talk about all the time of what LA is. And I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate David for telling the real story of walking.
Damon for telling the real story. Thank you.
A better place. So that his mother
People
could
get
raise a
angry,
better
Heather,
family
when
and
I
a
tell the
better
truth.
and that's what LA is all about. And that's what we're going to continue to commit to be about. So thank you for the reminder. Thank you for everybody that came from the corridor for 45 minutes to an hour to come to the valley to be celebrated. But that's just how important it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And the best pushes are in CD10. Y'all know that. You know that already.
Think so, Sir Westhouse?
Councilmember Lee.
I don't think so.
Mr. President, you know, as the son of two immigrants, I think it's an important time, Councilman Padilla. I just want to thank you to highlight the incredible accomplishments of the immigrant community.
It's always this way,
throughout
Terry.
the city of Los Angeles. We always say here in the city of Los Angeles
That way every
our
time.
diversity is our strength.
Smoke.
And starting with, you know, David Giron, starting as an intern in our office many years ago,
Firefighter, the mayor's, I mean, not the, well, the mayor is black, but the president here is black. He just decided not to show up for work today, I
now
guess.
I just want to say, you know, a big thank you
I don't know what
to
to
the
tell you.
Salvadorian staff, American staff on my
Because
on my
the
staff,
Jewish man, Blob Blumenfield over there,
now
old
my
Blob is the
deputy,
is
Mark
the
Martinez, my
is
deputy
the
district
secondary or
director,
assistant.
My comms director, Roger Quintanilla.
The sit-in.
Not only are you making the city stronger, but especially my office, I see the contributions every day from not only El Salvadorians, but immigrants from around the world that really make up this great city.
I can't help it if he doesn't show up to work when everybody else did.
Of everyone around this horseshoe. how
And there is
important
black.
it is for us to
Heather
make
Hutt,
sure
she's
that
black.
We are not only highlighting the accomplishments.
She's the only one
but
not
really
voted in
trying to do
either.
What we can do to help. My
14
office
of 15 had to be voted in. They had to win the vote from the people to get the seat, except for one of them. And that's the lady that just spoke, Heather Hutt.
If you cannot afford
Somehow, some way, she got
application
installed.
every 2 years, we will find someone to pay for that to make sure that
That's
you focus on
democracy.
your studies and not about filing paperwork when you were here, born in this country, fighting for this country, paying taxes in this country, and just Councilman Dia, thank you so much for your bringing this.
Paying sales tax in this country. Most of them don't make enough to pay taxes and don't report. So yes, when they buy a bag of Cheetos and a Coca-Cola at the store, they're paying sales tax. But they're not paying income tax.
Salvadoran community and heritage.
Let's get that straight.
Councilwoman Padilla, thank you so much for
get
bringing
that
and
straight.
uplifting this today. Like all of my colleagues here, I have many Salvadoran folks who are on my staff. You heard from David. I see Bernard Hernandez in the back. My district director, Jenny Portillo, is over here.
Yeah, see, his last name is not Harris Dawson.
Great
It's
group of
Blumenfield.
folks.
He's sitting
And
in
the
Marquise's
district,
seat.
we mentioned Salvadorans
Or
are
Marquise.
everywhere, and I probably either the second or the
Marquise.
third largest
don't
percentage is in my district. Canoga Park has a very large Salvadoran community, and we have, fortunately, recently we got the Clinical Romero there, which is wonderful. I've had the pleasure of working with the Salvadoran community for decades. I used to work with Howard Berman, who's the author of TPS, years ago, and that's actually how I got to know Carlos.
TPS reports?
Many decades ago. In fact,
Wasn't that from fucking...
It's hard to believe, Carlos. It's been
that
20
movie?
years since you and I went to El Salvador together.
Work, whatever?
Even more than that. Yeah, we went after the earthquake to bring aid there and to help with the democracy building there. And so the connection has been really strong for all those years. And
Never
the
74.
Salvadoran community is such
Office
a
space,
part
thank you, yes.
of
I couldn't think
Los Angeles.
said
community.
work
You
something.
cannot say Los Angeles without saying this El Salvador.
Wasn't it a
because the two
TPS
are
report?
Inextricably linked. So thank you again for bringing this wonderful.
Wasn't it a
presentation,
TPS
and I'm
report,
gonna
though?
turn the
At
floor
least I
back
got
to
that
you,
right.
Councilwoman Padilla.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you all for speaking. It really means a lot.
I got one
before
part
we,
right.
Conclude this. I do want to do a few shout outs. I know more folks have been trickling in, and I have my back to you, so I'm sorry if I missed you.
Shout out to the
but I
down-ass
have been able
kids.
to identify some folks. And also thank you for the council members for helping me shout out the ones that are part of the city family and on your staffs. But I want to give a shout out specifically to Bravo Foods. For those of you who don't know, you want to buy some Salvadorian products locally, that's the one. So a round of applause to them for being here today. Thank you.
This is LA.
And also a shout out to SEIU
Los
home care
Angeles.
workers are in the house today. A round of applause to them. Thank you for being here. And just some of the ones that are, a lot of
Pieces
you
of
who are
flair.
local know exactly who I'm talking about. We
18
have today
pieces
with
of
us
flair.
Mario Matute, activist in healthcare. Thank you for being here. Also, we have Julian Ramirez, one of my community leaders in our LIDA. Yeah. And then we also
All
have, we're going to
pumped.
have Levi and Hector
Too much
Ponce,
coffee
father
for
and
him.
son muralists that have beautified our places like Van Nuys Boulevard and different
Cut out.
districts. And some of the young Dems that are here, Joanna Reyes.
Young
Jenny Portillo was
Dems.
already mentioned, but also Brian Gavidian. Thank you all for being here.
Where's the young
Remember
Republicans?
them because they're the future. Okay, many more in the crowd.
Where's the
But I
young
also wanna
Republicans?
Conclude with shouting out my team and my Salvadorian team members.
Where are they?
Rebecca, Chris, Marcela, Nodalis. Thank you all so much for being part of my team, bringing your work ethic, dedication.
That's a Democrat
and special
gangbang
support
right
to the
here.
team.
That's all this is.
I love you guys are very important to
They're
me.
all
I
angry
really
because some guy
appreciate
came
you.
in
I'm
and changed
so
all
glad
the
that we're
rules
going
and turned the
together
water off,
as a young
faucet
office.
off,
So with
and told
that,
them
I
no more
wanna
water. Now
give
they're
this,
angry.
on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, a recognition to our sister city of San Salvador.
No young independents either, Oscar, because again, you're undecided. You're against them.
Sister City Committee.
If you ain't with them, you're against them, Oscar. Very interesting, right, Catherine, it's telltale. That's why I keep telling you. It's very few city councils that you have not one of the opposition in any seat. This is all Democrat run. Okay, so the reason the city is shit is because they hired a bunch of DEI folks, ran it into the ground. Same thing happened in Dalton. Same thing's happening in Thornton along with their township. Okay? And that's what happens. It's proof's in the pudding.
Welcome. Let's take
How did we, how do we go from a windfall to a deficit? How did we lose 23 billion with a B dollars on homelessness, and yet it's still highest rate that it's ever been and still increasing? How is it that we've had, like, I don't know, what did they say, 13 units built in a year? They built 13 units for 13 people to stay at? 600,000 a unit or something like that?
For some pupusas and other Salvadorian food.
All right, everybody.
Again.
Smoke. All right, big round of applause.
How did all this happen? And now I'm not telling you Republicans come in and fix all that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But it's dangerous to have any of one group running everything. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And you're seeing it here.
Free tax preparation services.
Like it or not.
So if I could ask folks
and this shit's been happening. I've lived here my entire life but 9 months. And then whatever time that I've traveled. Probably traveled for 3 or 4 months. So maybe 1 year my entire life I have not lived here. And that's including every trip that I've ever taken and living in Vegas for 9 months. So I understand and understand and see what's going on with these people and how they work.
Tough act to follow, but the floor is yours.
Okay? I see it. And it's undeniable. I don't care who you are, what side. You can be on no side and see what's going on and be angered by it. Or affected by it. Have transients come into your house taking a shit on your lawn and burning 2x4s, or having people steal shit and then get caught and then not even get in trouble for it, stealing your catalytic converter.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. Today's presentation
here's
is
the
about
next
trying
one.
to highlight a very important program here in the city of Los
Baby
Angeles.
gay back?
Which is the Earned Income Tax Credit. So we're calling it today the Awareness Day on that very issue. Now, a lot of folks probably know this, but the Earned Income Tax Credit and Child Tax Credit are federal tax credits designed to provide financial relief for working families. It was introduced in 1975, and the Earned Income Tax Credit
regardless of
has been
how
one
you
of the
think
most effective
how I
tools
feel
in the
about
United States
it.
to lift
Put
millions
all
of
that
families
aside. They're
out
just
of
words.
poverty. Because
Okay.
of that, today I'm very proud
You can
to
see with
join
your own
Councilwoman
working
Padilla
eyes, or I
in
just need one
introducing
working.
a resolution
You can see.
recognizing today Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. Unfortunately, too many working people don't know about their Earned Income Tax Credit, and as a result, billions of dollars go unclaimed every single year. This
Billions
is money that is
and
owed to them. It's in
billions.
the IRS's funds. All we need to do is get it into people's pockets. That's why for the last 9 years, our incredible Community Investment for Family Department has been running free tax preparation services. That's right, I said free tax preparation services, something everyone in the city of Los Angeles under $67,000 yearly income can go and get that at our 19 family source centers. Last year alone, 17,000 Angelinos took advantage of the service at our 45 locations citywide, with an average tax return of $2,500. For families that are living paycheck to paycheck or struggling to put food on the table, that money that is theirs in many ways can be very life-altering and give them a much better quality of life.
They're not paying taxes, Tom.
But
They
still,
can't.
we know that many families are struggling right now, and there's a lot
Bullshit.
more than 17,000.
Got to have a
people that
social
can take
security
advantage
card
of
and a
this
social
program.
security number.
So I want to encourage my colleagues to.
How do you have
connect
that when you're
with,
not a
the
resident?
Our general manager, Abigail Marquez.
But like I said, you go into Target, you buy that soap for your clothes.
Your social media platforms, your newsletters.
You're paying sales
whatever
tax.
information you get out to your constituents, make sure that they get out there and they claim their money. And so with that, I'd like to introduce our incredible general manager of CIFD, the one and only Abigail Marquez.
And again, he kindly told you about getting your money from the IRS,
Good morning.
but didn't
Thank
tell you
you,
about his
Councilmember
boss that
Soto
hired
Martinez,
thousands of
thank you,
IRS
Councilmember Padilla,
fucking
who
auditors to
hosted
come
us
look
this
at
morning.
you.
We kicked off our 2025 campaign.
You know, the one they love
Press
so much.
Conference.
The one that
We
got
are very
canned.
proud of this campaign.
That guy.
Our department has been supporting free tax services through the Family Source system. We have 19 Family Source centers that, as of tomorrow,
See
we're
how they
calling
try to
Super
come to your
Saturday,
rescue?
We will be open across the entire city, and we'll be offering this service to low and moderate income families. And if you do not have a Family Source center,
Oh, I
in
see
your
a Santa
district,
hat.
we're still working with you.
I
We
see
are
a
gonna be
Santa
doing
hat.
pop-up
Oh,
events
shit, yeah.
in the council district.
My Greenspan's there.
Physical Family Source
Yes.
Center, because we do want
We
every
got one.
Angelino that is
Hey, give me some
eligible
pussy or
to
put
take
some
advantage
out.
of these credits. This year, there's upwards of $10,000 that are available for families, and many of them
Hopefully
are
brought
leaving
that
money
big
on
ass
the table.
dildo,
And
like
there's
a
a
big
lot of
old
research
dog
out
like
there that
that.
talks about
I want to see it waving around.
$300 million that is being left unclaimed. That's why we started this campaign. We started this campaign about 9 years ago, and I'm really proud that over the last 9 years, we have helped 100,000 people
Is that Audit
file
LA
for free
in the back?
and have brought $150 million back into the local economy. Yes. Our
Merry
department
Christmas.
was founded with a very clear mission, and that is to break
Who ate all the
cycle of
pussy shirt?
generational poverty
Cunt.
through the
What does it
creation
say?
of
Cunt
community
ramen?
wealth. And this campaign is a manifestation of that work.
Cunt
because
ramen
that
noodles?
is exactly what we're doing. We are putting money back into people's pockets.
Cunt
Money that
ramen
is
noodles,
earned.
it says
The
on the
earned
sign.
income tax credit is for people who worked. And oftentimes people don't claim it because they consider themselves in the lower income
Look at
bracket.
the sign.
And that's who we're trying to aggressively find. We will also be activating all of our city assets, so you will see in a couple of weeks. You will see information about this campaign on
Almost
bus
said,
shelters,
"Switch
on
camera.
bus benches. and
Switch
we're gonna
camera."
Be utilizing media. We have multilingual staff that has been trained by the IRS at all of our 19 family source centers, and we're partnering with the county. Councilmember Soto Martinez mentioned there's 45 locations now countywide. So we do partner with the Department of Consumer and Business Affairs.
They do mention from time to time,
We
Adam.
want to work with all of you to make sure that we're getting
Might
the
even happen
message
today,
out,
who knows?
because we don't want to leave a single dollar unclaimed. We know how important it is for everyone. The Earned Income Tax Credit is still recognized as one of the most effective anti-poverty policy programs in the country. We saw when the Biden administration had the child tax credit that was automatically being dispersed to households
Oh,
across
Biden's
the
such a
country.
savior.
We saw a decline in child poverty by 45%
Sure we
in
did.
6 months.
Yeah.
So we know that this is effective, and we want to make sure that
Because
all
you
of
did
our
the study.
families are taking advantage of this. So I just want to say thank you to our family source providers. We had many of them also here this morning, but they are here to be of service to our families.
'Cause of
across the
Biden,
city.
everybody did
And of
great.
course, thank you to all of you for your ongoing support and partnership. We are also joined by our deputy mayor,
Boy.
Brenda Shockley, who works with us and has been incredibly supportive of all of the work that we do. So
There he
thank
is.
you
Look at him.
all,
Look at the
and
Greenspan.
I'll
Look
turn
at
it
him.
Back over to the councilman.
Love him.
Thank you so much, Abigail. And finally, I'm proud to introduce someone who has been using the free service for a few years now. Dacia Canales has 3 children, and she's received around $5,000 every year for the past few years, thanks to the new Economics for Women Family Source Center just a few blocks away from here. Now think about that. $5,000 for a working family is not nothing to sneeze at. That's what we're talking about here. So please, again, want folks to know to please get that information out. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Dacia Canales.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Yo quiero primero dar las gracias por estar aquí. Para mí es un placer. Nunca pensé estar aquí promocionando prácticamente esta ayuda. Yo conocí
No fucking translation today?
esta ayuda prácticamente por la organización New Economic for Women. Cuando empezó la pandemia, mi familia tuvimos fuimos dañados prácticamente por él. Perdimos los trabajos. Con esta organización, poco a poco nos fuimos dando cuenta que habían ayudas para nuestra comunidad, muchos recursos.
Hello and good morning to everyone. First off, I just want to say thank you all for having me here. I never imagined that I would be here promoting a program like this. And, I found out about this program through the New Economics for Women, which has been really helpful for me, because during the pandemic, we were really hurt by having lots of jobs.
They got the home stenographer.
Esto nos ayuda mucho a nosotros. Yo doy muchas gracias con mi familia.
I'm going to go beat off home
con
stenographer.
estos créditos que podemos tener. Tengo 3 niños. Y con esta ayuda que podemos tener por ellos, me da la oportunidad a mi esposo y a mí de poder pagar la renta, de poder comprar comida con toda esta situación que está pasando, que es un poco muy difícil. También en esta organización nos han ayudado al crecimiento personal con todas las
Timu
conferencias
Kamala.
que se dan en el área de financiamiento.
That's Heather
la
Hutt.
oportunidad
She's the
de
Timu
crecer y,
Kumala.
informarme un poco mejor en cómo cómo llevar mis finanzas. Gracias a esta ayuda que he obtenido por Javier, con Luis, a todas las personas que trabajan en esa organización, he podido tener una cuenta de ahorros.
No, I'm
para
not
mis
stoned,
hijos
Steven.
prácticamente y poder seguir adelante.
I mean, I'm
Eso es lo
getting
que
there,
les
but
quiero
I'm watching
compartir.
the.
Muchas gracias
I'm
por
watching
su
the.
tiempo.
While you guys are watching this bullshit, this is what I'm watching.
I just want to say that this has helped me a lot.
That's what I'm
and
watching.
I just want to say thank you because it has been such a great help for my family.
Thank you,
And
Adam.
With having 3 kids, being able to have this tax credit has been huge for us.
No, Adam, I'm nobody. I'm not famous here and not famous anywhere.
Difficult
I'm
situations
a
that
nobody,
we have
Adam.
been facing.
These
This
people just
program
watch
has
the show
also,
and like it, I guess.
provided me the opportunity
That's
for
all I can
personal
say.
growth
They're a
through
part of your
conferences
family.
and being educated and informed
Just as you
on
are.
how to manage my money and having that type of information to be able to, for example, open savings accounts for my children. So I want to thank Javier. I want to thank Luis from the organization who's been such an incredible help to me. And that's all I wanted to say about it. Thank you so much for your time.
Stenographer's quick.
Muchas
I
gracias,
like it. I was
Dacia.
wondering why she was writing
So again,
everything
thank you
down.
one
She's
more
doing
time for
shorthand.
allowing us this space to get this information out, and let's hear one more time for the CIFD team, the Family Source Centers, Deputy Mayor Brenda Shockley, and all the folks who do the hard
Wait a minute,
work
what did
at
I say
Family
bad,
Source
Nemo?
Centers every single year, day
You're
in,
part
day
of the
out.
family.
Thank you
We
so
all
much.
are.
Thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez. I see that there are a few colleagues on the queue. First, I'm going to call on Councilmember.
Just saying I'm not famous. I'm just answering his question.
I just wanted
or
to
her
stand up
question.
and say thank you to CIFD. In the past, you've
I'm sure
partnered
it's
with
Adam.
New Economics for
It's
Women
cool. It's
to
a good.
do pop-up centers, and I try to go and visit every single year to talk to the people who get this amazing resource. And every year they say the same thing. So what
Did you guys hear that
incredible
crack?
help this is to navigate what is sometimes a very confusing tax system. So thank you very
Getting
much.
old, baby.
I mean, you really are something that people need here in the city of Los Angeles, and we're always happy to partner with you in the future. So thank you.
Almost famous? I guess. I don't know what almost
Thank you.
famous.
Councilwoman Rodriguez, followed by Council President Harris Dawson.
Oh, Harris Dawson
Thank
decided to
you.
show up. He just
shout
came
out
late.
To CIFD for all the incredible work you do. It was really special to have you guys at Pacoima City Hall and
He's gone,
the
Alice.
numbers of individuals that you all helped and get their well-earned returns was really remarkable. But also in
I'm not
addition to
famous
that, for the work
online,
that you're
John.
doing to help stand up all the savings accounts for the young kids to be able to start and having those families start providing that seed to help them really plan for a much deserved future in accelerating their academic opportunities. I want to thank you because you guys are literally the safety net that our families desperately need in many of the moments that we're only going to see expand, frankly, in terms of
Stinks
the
his
demand
ear
given,
fell off.
What we're
I don't know how it
experiencing at
fell
the
off.
federal level. So I just want to thank you. Thank you, Mr. Soto Martinez, for bringing them in. But your work is not unnoticed. It is incredibly valued and appreciated. And I look forward to you guys coming back to Pacoima City Hall so that we can continue that because I know the response was overwhelming. The demand was incredible, and people were just so grateful for the opportunity to not have to go seek out these services somewhere else at some
I am
unknown
not, Sam.
location,
Although I've been
but in
confused
their
as
own
being.
neighborhoods. And that makes it far
I am
more
not.
accessible, and I know that's difficult, but being nimble to be able to meet people where they are is the most important part of what local government needs to be. And you guys have shown your adaptability to doing that so that we can serve the most amount of people and not having this attitude of, well, you come to us. That doesn't work. And going directly to where the people need the services has been the most effective way of us having a greater impact. So I want to thank you for that.
Shut up, Meg. Shut up,
Councilmember,
Meg.
Harris
Shut
Dawson,
up,
followed
Meg.
by Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you so much, Council President Blumenfield, and thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Shut
for
up,
bringing,
Meg.
This presentation. I want to add my enthusiastic voice to all the applause that this program
Sounds
has gotten.
enthusiastic.
New Economics for Women, which we've been working with for a long, long time, and been following and supporting.
So the
your
president
work.
finally showed up, guys.
Our mighty general manager, who leads.
It looks like he was smoking
frankly,
some weed.
folks,
His
some of
eyes
the
are kind of
best
closed like
low-income
mine are.
programs anywhere in the country are right here in Los Angeles.
He's been hitting that good shit.
We need.
Wonder
we
if
need a
he's
lot of
getting
them to
weed
be
from
a lot
Martinez
bigger
also.
than they are to serve.
We know
to meet
that
the needs of those
Martinez
people, but,
stuff is
he's
the
just been a great captain.
I mean, he might
of
be.
the
You never
ship
know.
When low-income people have been under as much pressure as almost they possibly
Smoke.
could be, and it's only going to get worse. And so, thank you for running towards the fire as it's happening.
Head
And
Sean, he's got the soul
our deputy mayor
glow.
as well.
He
the
put
only
Soul
thing I would
Glow.
add about this program to everybody listening, not necessarily
Oh,
people who are
so
here,
silky smooth.
our business community, landlords, everybody that's involved in Los Angeles. When this money comes back to families, it gets spent here. In our local businesses, it helps relieve rent burden. It helps small businesses.
Rent
It
burden's
helps
the new
deal with
word.
Problems,
Words.
frankly, that a lot of times we as
New
the city
term.
council
Rent
find ourselves
burden.
trying to deal with it. We don't have the resources
Is
to do so.
every single person not rent burdened? And even the ones that have their own home, they are either mortgage burdened or still property tax burdened.
Resources in the hands of our families so they can spend money now and invest in the future.
So what are we talking about?
Thank you all so much.
Everybody's rent burdened.
Councilmember Hernandez, followed by Councilmember Price.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Blumenfield. Thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez, for bringing in, I think, one of my favorite departments. I'm not trying to be biased. I love all the departments, but this work particularly, pulls on my heart and soul, and I am so grateful for everything y'all do. But especially in this moment, Councilmember Rodriguez brought this up a little bit, but the new administration, there are different ways that they can come for our people and our families, and we need to make sure that as many people can walk through this particular door as possible while that door is open.
They just can't call in.
You meeting people where they're at is so valuable at this time when people are not trying to be out. People are already scared, but also you have built those relationships where people are still showing up, even if they're scared. Places that our family resource centers, like our family services centers, like they are so supportive, like CCMP. People are still going even though they're feared because of that trust. So these programs, I think there was a consensus here in this space about
Thank you, Adam
the
Luke.
incredible work that y'all do. And as times
Oh, he
get a
ain't
little
getting no
tougher and
frap.
as things become a little more difficult, that has to be at the front of mind for all
You're
of
gonna
us.
go cuckoo
At
on me.
continuing moving forward because you serve our most vulnerable communities.
Just glad he's
Or
sleeping,
and sometimes
Adam.
our communities and families that just need that little tiny extra support to just to start
He's a
not
little
just
devil.
surviving or give them the chance to survive. So thank you for that, and I will make sure that it's at the front of my mind as we move forward in this year. But thank you again for all the work y'all do day in and day out. And new
Yes, we are migrant
economics for
burdened.
women. They're in our district.
Absolutely,
They serve
Peachy.
folks. They've been serving folks in our district for decades. We have housing there. You all have housing there in our district. So just thank you for all the support and for helping our
I
families.
mean, you are.
Even develop some
Your
of the
tax dollars
financial,
is paying for everything for them.
foundation to
Their
start
health
thinking
care,
about buying
their
a home.
food,
You
their
know, we
trip
had
back
a home
home,
buying
their
event
trip to
with
wherever
us. So
state they
it's
wanted to
great.
go
Thank you.
to,
Appreciate y'all. Thank
food
you.
stamps, all that shit. You're paying
Councilmember
for
Price,
it.
followed by Councilmember Padilla.
But the ones who
Thank
tell
so
you you're
much
bad for
bringing
paying
this,
for it because
in
you
today.
you
This
disagree with it,
really been a real important
don't
program
give
for
a
a long
shit.
time. Thank you, department. It's really been a life.
They just tell you they do.
For our communities, and as several have pointed out before, this money goes right back into the community.
It goes right back
It goes right back into helping provide goods and services. Again, it's an important program. Thanks for the job that you continue to do in getting the word out and encouraging our families, kids to take advantage of these programs, because that's what they are intended for. And so, as we get the word out, sometimes they just don't know. So thanks for what you do. Let's keep it.
Enjoy your last couple weeks here, Grady. What, 2 weeks until you're
Padilla, followed by
in the courtroom being charged?
I just want to take a moment to
Possibly.
thank Councilmember Soto Martinez for asking me to help second the resolution. It was with great honor that I was willing to do that. I'm a big fan of everything related to what is the Family Resource Center and all of the different things that they provide for our families. This is a big one, right? This is the one where our service providers become very busy. They're active with the outreach because this is something where a lot of people
There's
qualify.
Candido.
A lot of
So
people
we got
qualify,
two.
so it's
I
not just
see
the folks that
the
are
great
necessarily
panderer
coming
there.
into your doors, but it's about going out and telling folks about the importance of this so that more members of our community
Yes or
can
no in the
benefit.
chat room?
So shout out to all of the service providers throughout all of our districts. that do
Jason
this
going to be
work
mentioned
and
by
fight the
Candido?
good
Yes or
fight.
no? Put it
And
in the
thank you
chat.
again, all of you, for everything that you do and keeping the relationship with our service providers to know that the city is also a space that is there to help them push these things out.
Oh my God, Batman's right there. Herman's there. Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Council President.
Paging Mr.
I won't
Herman.
repeat everything that's been said.
Holy
Thanks
shit.
to you, all of you, for the work you do every single day. We have a free tax prep day coming up in Palms on February 23rd. It's in partnership with CIFD and KYCC. These events are helpful everywhere and always end up oversubscribed. We're going to be sending an email out to the community with a way to sign up on the link, but just a heads up for those of you who are on the west side near Palms, come on out. We're going to have a free tax prep day. Thank you.
I ain't letting you do my taxes. Are you crazy?
I think I'll end the members by adding my voice again to the chorus here.
Oh, fuck, Blob. Get it over with, Blob.
Love seeing New Economics for Women. You're a great partner in my district, Canoga Park. We do so much with you all. And
imagine being stuck in an elevator with this guy.
And you know, you started with the EITC, and it's all
Fucking
the
just-
poverty fighting programs.
just shoot
feel
myself.
Like they're under attack right now by this administration. This is the one that I feel.
Man, we'll be out in an hour.
will
I don't
survive
care.
because it was signed into law by
Just wanna
Gerald
go.
Ford. It was championed by Reagan. Even when
Make it
Trump
stop.
had taken a whack at the tax code in his first term, one of the few elements he left alone was the EITC, because it does have that universal appeal, bipartisan appeal. We know we need to do everything we can to fight poverty, and we know we're going to be on the defense on a lot of our critical programs. Hopefully this is the one, though, that we don't have that
You'd
we
fart.
can focus on implementing as opposed to defending, maybe even bolstering in this time, because maybe we can even uplift these numbers higher on EITC. So thank you for highlighting that and for having this presentation today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, members. Let's give it one more round of applause for all the folks here today.
What's up, Dodgers? Shit, Dodgers, we got 2 weeks until pitchers and catchers. Fucking A, 2 weeks until fucking baseball's starting up again. Can you believe it?
Mr. President, the council may now proceed to public comment.
Okay. Would you like to read in the instructions?
There he is. Where's the big
Yes.
dildo?
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes
So we
total
have
for the
3
items
regulars
open
for
public
sure.
Comment. Please note that because this is a special meeting, general public comment will not be taken. So again, there is no general public comment. because this is a
Landslide in
special
Laguna
meeting.
Beach. Prompts
When
beach
speaking on the
closure.
agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the chair.
Hi,
At that
Christy.
point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so,
That's it,
if you again
Dieter.
stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items that are open for public comment are items 3 through 15.
Is ice
So again,
outside?
the
I
items
don't
that
know.
are open for public comment on the agenda are items 3 through 15. One more quick announcement.
I love how
If you
the news
require a
is
Spanish language
with the
interpreter,
scare tactics already.
please make sure you
Everybody's
pause
scared.
every
Nobody's
few
doing
sentences
nothing.
so the interpreters can
Nobody's going to
interpret.
work.
If I could have the interpreters announce that aloud to you.
Sure. I was out in traffic yesterday. All right, everybody.
Smoke.
Oh, he brought the dog. Look at him.
Si necesita usted intérprete en español, por favor acérquese al podio y haga una pausa cada frase para que el intérprete pueda hacer su trabajo. Y se puede pedir ayuda para traducción.
Thank you.
All right, we could call the speakers.
I will begin by calling names: Goat Puppet, Margarita Lopez, Trump, Armanda Abram, Bobby Candido, Mike Greenspan.
Did he sign up as Trump?
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items. Go ahead.
How many items I get?
You have 3 minutes for the items.
Love his Batman mask.
Who said that? Was that you, Mr. Pumpkinhead?
Can't even hear him.
So I'm going to ask you to begin your public comment on the agenda items, or you will forfeit your speaking time.
Shut up! Looking here on the smoke and scan baby changing stations, smoke and scan told me to say to you in a public restroom, they should all have a child's changing bed.
Yes.
So
After all.
you're speaking to item number 1, which is not open for public comment. Please stick to the items 3
I agree,
through
though.
15.
Baby changing
Item
stations
number 13,
are important.
asshole, am I on topic? I guess so. Let me step back.
Come on, dude. You're wasting time. Please, we want to hear you. Please, Herman.
Regarding the under assault on the controller of the transfer,
What is he doing? He's got something up his sleeve. He's got like a giant dildo in a fucking duffel bag or something.
these devices help you speak clearly.
Oh.
We are
So
it's gonna get kicked
Mr.
out.
Mr. Herman, please do not use the megaphone. We have a microphone that's provided. We have a lot of people who have headphones in, and it could damage their ears. So do not use the megaphone. Use the mic that's been provided. If not, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time.
You've been warned. If you don't put it down, you will be thrown out.
All right, sorry, Smoke and Scan. Here we go. Regarding the $50 million appropriation funds for safety, goddamn, Rodriguez hasn't done shit for safety. That's why Palisades burned. And these funds are a temporary loan to be repaid. Hey, Buckethead, who's gonna pay for it? I guess not. Connect the dots. 1, 2, 3, fool. That was 13, dumbass. Then, Mr. Attorney, since I'm running out of time, homeless committees. The smoke and scan of the century is here. We need to give the advisors of smoke and scan the opportunity of the oversight. They're the only chasers in Los Angeles and LA County notifying us of our safety. But fucking niggers want us to sleep on the street. Simplify fucking faggots, right? Right? All right. Last item, dick face. With your hand on your mouth as you interrupt me on the mic. Once again, let me step back. I don't want to yell. Waiver. Not this kind of waiver. This kind of waiver. Get the fucking money into the hands of the people that need it the most vulnerable, the disabled, the homeless, and the veterans. 42 U.S.C. 1983. Fuck you!
You're done.
Your time is expired.
You're done.
While we're waiting for the next speaker to come up, while it's great to be here in the Valley, it appears that the traveling circus has joined us as well. For those of you who have not watched these meetings before, keep in mind that we have to allow them to speak during during public comment. I suspect that we have another one now. Please bear with us. You have 3 minutes for the items. Go ahead.
Traveling
Like
circus.
Greenspan, UCLA football sucks dick like this one. And if you don't believe me, look at the standings in the WL record. Now, ho, ho, ho! Last 2 weeks to Valentine's Day, and we are all still doing Christmas. Yes, item 11. Boy, who's on the nice list? Why, Edward Henning and Associates and Duckworth Consulting over there. They're only getting a $44,500 contract. Ho, ho, ho. Isn't it nice? It's only our money. What are they doing to justify that money? After all, we're giving money away, and I hate to tell you folks, I got some bad news. In the fires, the Jewish money trees have burned. You can't go out there and pick the money off the money trees anymore. You actually have to tax people, and you have to get money they don't have. Not everybody makes $275,000 like you council members. You guys aren't going to qualify for the free tax prep. But guess what? The people you're squeezing, they think nothing of it. Oh, that's nice. You're eating Padilla. Isn't that nice? Just like Hut was doing earlier.
Mr. Greenspan, which item are you speaking to?
11. And let's go back and look at a couple of other things. Oh, the street banner program in item 10. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Not. I mean, remember the windstorm and all those things blew? Hey, we don't have enough lawsuits against the city. The banner will blow off, it'll hit a car, they can't see, they'll hit other vehicles, and guess what? You're going to be on the hook. Not this one, but also another one. The one that's going to be with McOsker out there in District 15. That's another stupid idea. Before we go with street banners so windstorms can blow them off, hit car windshields, block the view, hit more cars like you're at the Dodgem Speedway. Yes, really bright, folks. It sucks a dick as far as I'm concerned. I forgot to give my shout out to Smoke and Scan as I tell about all this stuff because, folks, now they've got a beautification project in the Zarian's district. Hey, I know District 2. I've been there. I've been there when there's other districts also, but I haven't moved. And guess what? The stuff to make it beautiful, all they have in his district are these for lease signs. Go up and down Lankershim Boulevard by the Red Line station. For lease, for lease, for lease. everything. How can you beautify an area when they're all empty buildings and overpriced luxury apartments that surround them? Yes, folks, it all sucks a dick like this. That's what I think of your stuff.
Hey, give me some pussy or put some out.
First call my names. Stacey Segar Bollinger, John Doe, Bobby Candido.
Stacy is there.
Kathy Schreiner, Jesse Jett, Mike Browning, and Bob.
I didn't see Stacy. Well, so she's there. Oh, and Braille guy's there.
All items, I guess.
God damn, Braille guy's a big dude.
Great. I'll begin with
Monster.
item
Look at
3.
him.
The District NoHo Sign District, we're accepting a payment of just over $800,000, $317,000 to be exact. It says that these funds will be used generally for improving the visual environment and use of public open spaces. I just want to know what
Thank you,
about
Johnny.
the signs are improving the visual environment, because I've spent a lot of time in North Hollywood in the Arts District, and there's a lot of really large digital displays that, in my opinion, are gaudy and really they advertise a lot of things, and I don't really understand how more advertisements, particularly digital ones, are contributing to the visual improvement. I think we'd be better off getting fewer billboards and digital signs everywhere. There's a lot of other ways to improve the visual aspects of that neighborhood, if you ask me. There's a lot of items. I wish I had a little more time to speak, but I guess I'll just go on to item 14. So this is about increasing a contract to a total of $754,515.87 for interim
I know that,
inspector
Ron.
general services.
Just never noticed how tall he
for
was.
a-
He's a big
basically
guy.
consulting. We're getting a development firm to do some consulting. We're using Measure ULA money that's supposed to acquire and create homes that are affordable. But this is just another example of how we're taking lots of money that's supposed to be solving the crisis of the unhoused resident population, and it gets funneled into administrative services and consulting firms. And I don't know why we don't have an internal inspector general service that is employed and works for the public that can be held accountable, that we wouldn't have to pay $750,000 to get. I think with that money, we can just be purchasing existing housing.
I'm sorry, can we
and
pause our time for a second?
Thank you.
Mr. Herman, you have interrupted this speaker multiple times. You've also raised your sign that is well in excess of our sign rule. And that rule is in place, by the way, because there are people behind you who cannot see. This is your first and only formal warning. Do not disrupt this meeting and do not disrupt the speaker.
His hair looks
go
nice
ahead.
today.
It's all good. For the record, he wasn't bothering me, but a lot of these people who aren't paying attention are. I appreciate your attention, Hugo. So as I was saying, this is just another instance of the money that's supposed to help our unhoused residents being funneled into the hands of consultants and administrators. It's really unhelpful. So then in item 15, speaking of consultants and administrators making a lot of money, we have a lawsuit involving the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, because Cal Matters requested information from them about residents under LAHSA being abused and mistreated, and they didn't think that they should be obligated to provide that information, and now we're tied up in a lawsuit. LAHSA is honestly a failure of an organization, and we need to be doing more to hold them accountable. Thank you.
No song today?
Next speaker.
Oh, I wanted a song.
John Doe. My whole thing is going to be about 10 seconds. Mr. Blumenfield, you're running a very good meeting. That's from a conservative Republican Trump supporter. I know you're shocked. If you need medical attention, I'll get it for you.
So, Speaker, there is no general public comment today.
Oh, that's what it is. That's why she didn't sing. I didn't even notice that they're only doing agenda items. That's it. They're no general. So they won't let them talk about the general public comment.
Let's see, 13
Commies.
and 14, if I may.
Commies. Commies.
And again, those have to do with budget funding for the fire victims, etc. But what I loved was on Wednesday when I watched Miss Hernandez. You represented your community. Oh, don't turn away from me, ma'am. I'm honoring you. To Miss Parks, who fought for her people in her district. You guys were magnificent. I felt stars were born that day. I really look forward to hearing from you folks in the future. To Mr. Soto Martinez, who asked for clarification. I thought, okay, this is good. Maybe we can get somewhere if we clarify
Speaker, I'm going to
what's
ask you to
going on.
connect it more to the items, please.
Sir, this item has to do with the fires. This has to do with the budget. This, please, Mr. City Attorney, and these people are going to make
I
comment
understand,
on
but we have to
these
treat
issues.
everybody equally, so we
Yeah.
need to stick to the agenda
They
items.
are going to
There's no
be dealing
general
with
public
item
comment today.
13 and 14. So I want to see that from my representatives. And then there was the voice of the what do we call him? The lobbyist of the corporate supporter who stated, "I'm here because I want to make sure everybody is represented." And yet he got a sweetheart deal.
Mr. Candido,
And he
this is
got
your
to
last
move into my
opportunity. Please
neighborhood
stick to the
because he
agenda
got a
items.
sweetheart deal.
You're
He got
welcome to come to another meeting
because
where there's general
somebody
public comment.
gave his other family a sweetheart deal. Turns my Porter Ranch into the
Mr.
slums.
Candido,
So-
you're going to forfeit the rest of your time for not being on topic.
Deal with
Sorry.
13 and 14.
The great panderer, everybody.
Sir, I'm dealing with issues. And you
Mr.
keep
Herman, congratulations. This is your second warning, and you are now subject to removal from this meeting.
Yeah,
Mr. Chair?
go ahead. Oh, may I finish? I
Would you
have,
like to have
17 seconds. 17 seconds. Mr. Blumenfield, you run a great job.
Second. Hold his time. Remove Mr. Herman. You've been warned about using the megaphone and
Mr.
disrupting
Herman,
the
leave
meeting.
me alone.
Fucking love it.
Then Rule 12, basic decency. Get the heck out.
Tell me when I may start. I had 25 seconds, sir.
Okay, could you add a 10 seconds to this clock, please?
Tell me when to start. When do I?
You can wait till this disruption is done, or if you would like to speak over the disruption, that's fine with us too. Please leave faster.
I'll buy you lunch. Cross street. Thank you, Mr. President. Again, you're doing a great job. I've been here for 36 years, February 2nd, and I'm not going anywhere. I don't care what the shit somebody tries to do to me. I'm around. I'm here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Oh, boy.
Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Kathy Schreiner. I'm president of the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council. I'm here speaking as an individual. Wanted to speak on item number 12, asking for presentation about information on air quality, which is really important to us as residents of the city to understand what is in the air and how we can protect ourselves. I just also wanted to welcome you to Van Nuys.
Thank you, Pudge.
I'm so happy that you're here having this meeting. And to also mention that I'm one of those people who just can't get downtown to make a 1-minute comment in public, and I do hope that you'll come back here more often and also allow phone comments. Thank you.
See?
Thank you very much.
Took away the phone comments, and now people like her can't talk.
Are there any additional speakers?
Commie motherfuckers. Straight communists.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak
Yes,
to?
all of them, thank you, and I'm supportive of
3 minutes.
all of those. Just want to say thank you all for coming to the Valley. We really appreciate it. My name is Michael Browning, and I'm the immediate past president of the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council. And we really support what's going on in North Hollywood, because anything that is an improvement in North Hollywood is an improvement for the entire valley, especially along the historic Orange Corridor, along the Orange Line, where we're all connected. And I'm also in support of anything that's going to support around the wildfires. We thank our council people here in the valley for working closely with the council and the mayor to protect the valley. We were all there when we saw the flames at the top of the hill, waiting for the evacuation orders, and to see how the city came together, including our first responders, LAPD, fire department, and others to save the valley. And we just want to thank all of you for doing that. We're also in support of anything that you can do to support our first responders and to increase the resources that are going to be made available for those who are protecting us in the valley as it relates to fire, as it relates to the air quality in the valley. As you know, we're surrounded by freeways here in the valley, and so our air is probably some of the worst air in the state because of those freeways that we're surrounded by. And I do encourage and urge the city council to
Thank you,
take
Pudge.
the valley in consideration when you're passing these types of policies related to air quality. Thank you, and thank you, Emilda Padilla, for all the work that you're doing here in CD6. And welcome aboard. We love you at the state, and we're glad you're back with us down here in the valley. Thank
Fucking sickening.
Thank you.
Absolutely gross.
Are there any additional speakers on the queue? No? Okay. Then that closes public comment. What's next?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 3 through 7, 9 through 12, and 14.
See, so they're not voting on 15, which was the biggest measure. So they still haven't decided what to do about the eviction moratorium, which was the big deal to everybody. Remember, we saw the landlords show up and we saw the tenants show up, and everybody was at arms over that issue. They brought it back to committee to hash it over, and they're still not ready to vote on it yet. That's how big of a
The
deal
council
it
may
is.
now consider item 8, which was called special by Councilmember
We shall
Jurado
see.
for an amending motion 8A, Jurado Hernandez.
Yeah, it's still in committee, right, BJ? So, yeah, I think...
anyone wish to speak to this item or the amendment? Councilwoman
It
Jurado.
must have been pretty
Thank you,
broad.
Council President. It was just a technical error to fix the planning code and make sure that it's right. So that's all it was, not a substantive amendment.
Well, it's a big deal, Mogul.
So I think we can vote on.
So
on
I
the
think what
item
they're
as
trying to do is
amended.
carve it out the right way so people
So
don't
open the
take
roll.
advantage of it. Just it's so
roll.
broad that anybody at that point
Tally the vote.
isn't getting evicted, even if they don't live anywhere near the fires, even if they still
Mr.
have their
President, there's a
job and
request to
weren't
send item
affected
8
at all, other
forthwith.
than having some bad
Without
air
objection,
for a week or
sent
two.
forthwith.
You know.
The
And
council
now
may now
they
consider
are
item
getting to
13,
stay in
called
that
special by
house for
Councilmember
6
Rodriguez
months
for an
without
amendment
paying
motion
rent
13A,
because they're
Rodriguez Park.
claiming to be a fire victim.
13 is on the table.
When they're saying,
Anyone
I
wish
can
to speak to
get
this
this
item?
person out, clean the apartment up, and rent it to a fire victim
Councilwoman Rodriguez.
who was
Thank you.
affected by the
And I
fire.
want to thank Ms. Park for her second on this motion.
But because of the way they wrote it,
this simply makes
it's
the
not
amendment
exactly
to ensure
that. And I
any
think
of
that's
the
why they brought it
expenditures
back to
related
committee,
wildfire
and
relief
they're going to
also
hash
get
it out, like I was
transmitted to
saying, and kind of
committees
carve it out a
so
little
that we
bit
remain informed
more
on the
responsibly.
expenditures, retaining our fiduciary responsibility as a council. And so thank you so much, Ms. Park. And
remember,
look
if there's a
forward to some
moratorium,
conversations
you
that
can't
we'll
evict
have
them for maybe
related to
years.
all the
They'll be in there for
expenditures
years. You're
that we
paying the water.
cover in LA.
You're getting no rent.
Seeing no other
And
members on
imagine
the
if
queue,
that
let's
happens for a
vote on
couple
this
years
item
and
as
you use
amended.
that to pay your mortgage to, you know,
Open the
Bank
roll.
of America, because you
Close the roll.
got the
Tally the
loan
vote.
from the bank
13
to
ayes.
buy the property.
Okay, that measure is
You
approved.
use the
What's next?
proceeds from the
The
property
council
to
may now
pay
consider
for
item
itself.
15, for which
So now you're
substitute
coming out of
motion
pocket, or
15A,
you lose the property.
Blumenfield for Harris Dawson Park has been introduced. Please note there are two votes
Dangerous.
required.
It's really dangerous.
First vote is to question whether to substitute, and the second vote is to consider the substitute motion.
So I say, this is not something
have,
you just vote on willy-nilly.
The substitute. Does anyone wish to
This is
speak
going
on
to
the item?
affect a lot of
That
people.
Substitution. Seeing no members on the queue, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tally the vote.
13 ayes.
Okay, now we can vote on the substitute amendment. Anyone wish to
Hey,
speak
look,
to
there's
that?
the guy that Danish had.
Seeing no members on the
See,
queue.
it's weird
let's
now.
open
Look
the
at his
roll.
hair now. Like before, it was just like a Danish. I want to tell
the
you,
roll.
somebody cut
Close the
that
roll.
wrong. I
Tally
know
the
they
votes.
did. And he
13
didn't like
ayes.
it.
Okay, that measure is agreed to.
Couldn't wear a hat.
Next.
He was forced to
Mr.
show the
President,
world.
Council has motions for
Fucked up
posting and
dude.
referral.
Those motions
And now
are
look at
posted
it.
and referred.
Look how he's wearing it now.
The desk is clear, sir.
Okay.
You notice
we
the
can now
difference?
move to announcements. Colleagues, anyone have an announcement? Councilwoman Padilla.
Literally had like a
I just wanted to
Danish
give
hanging
everyone
off his
some more
forehead.
specifics. You are
Now it
all
goes all the
invited
way
to go
back.
enjoy some
Why the
Salvadorian
change?
food over at Brody Center. Just down this way. Don't be shy.
Okay.
Yeah, the building, the very corner of Sylvan and Van Nuys.
Great, and that's
Hopefully
immediately
Mr.
after
Herm is
council,
there with the
correct?
Batman mask.
Correct? Well, sorry.
Immediately after council.
Immediately after
Having
council. I'm on my way,
papusas.
so you guys come too.
Okay.
Mr. President, there is a request to send item 13.
You guys come too. I'm going to go down there and get me up
Without
papusas.
objection,
You guys
item
vote on the
13
rest of this
sent
shit. Who
forthwith.
cares? I'll see you
Colleagues,
guys
any other
later.
announcements? Okay. Colleagues, any adjourning motions? Okay, if I could ask everyone in the chambers to rise for adjourning motions.
All right, that's it,
And we'll
guys.
start on my right with Councilwoman Rodriguez.
Thank you, and I believe we have graphic.
I don't want to hear all that shit. I don't want to hear it. I'd rather watch the kids for a second. Let's go watch the kids. Let's go see the kids have fun. But, well, got another one in. At least we can say we had some shout-outs and some regulars. What do we had, like 4 regulars, right? So, we did have that. I have a feeling, guys, that public comment will be back soon enough. Trust me, they can't hold it off forever. And I think you couldn't be more anti-democracy and anti-American than having people come talk about agenda items and not allow them 1 minute of general public comment. You couldn't be more communist. And if that's what democracy is all about, I don't want to have anything to do with democracy. Installing people, telling me I can't talk about one thing or another. Yeah. So that's all I say to that. It is Friday. Best chase day of the day, best chase day of the week. Hopefully we get us a chase today. If not, either way, we're live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific time, so, adjust to your time zone. Stinks and I will be here, and we'll enjoy the night, get the crime party going on. The weather is pretty nice, guys. It's warm and sunny. It was cold, but now it's warm and sunny, so who knows? So keep the notifications on, as I always say, in case we get us a chase in 2 minutes. I'll have to hop back on, and I don't want you to miss it. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. The thumbs ups work, and they are free, and I appreciate all of them. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend. If you can't join us, I understand. Be safe. Join us on the next one. But if you can, join us tonight at 8. On behalf of old Stink Bomb and myself, we're out of here for now. Much love. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going home.